Most of my clients are folks who have tried many times to lose weight and have always ultimately failed. Many of them have actually had success losing the weight for a time, but have always wound up putting it back on and then some. They are usually very discouraged, don't have a lot of hope, and are ready to just give up. Going to therapy to try and finally get it right is a last resort. I wish it had been their first resort. I could have saved them a lot of time and energy. The process begins with an overview of the approach. I want people to understand just what they're getting into, how the approach is different from all other approaches, and why it works. Nearly all of my clients have spent plenty of time working on eating behaviors, counting calories or points, restricting or eliminating food groups, low carb, low fat, high protein, eating paleo, if the caveman didn't eat it, you shouldn't either, South Beach diet, Atkins, just to name a few. I don't care too much about any of that. What I'm interested in is finding out how one thinks about food. How do you decide when to eat, when to stop eating, what to do when you're hungry? Why do you eat what you do, and when you do? What does eating represent to you? Celebration, relaxation, fun, stress relief? If you have decided not to eat something, and then you go ahead and eat it anyway, how did your brain make that okay? These are the things that really matter in my book. The premise is simple, really. We don't do anything or not do anything without thought. If it happens, we thought about it. If we don't want it to happen, we have to change the way we think. Each of us have acquired a set of thoughts that literally govern the way that we have come to consume food, and we have to find out what these thoughts are. Each and every time I put food or drink in my mouth, I have somehow sanctioned that act. What and how much I eat are governed by thoughts, many of which I haven't paid attention to or maybe haven't even noticed before. If we're going to make changes, we have to know precisely how the system is currently configured. For example, let's say that I decide in the morning I'm going to have a good day when it comes to eating. What exactly does that mean? If I don't have a good image in my mind of exactly what a good day means, then I have to get specific. In order to do this, I have to visualize what a good day really looks like, and then I have to write that down, complete with all of the details. Visualization is a technique that is used by nearly every professional in every discipline I've ever encountered, from baseball to brain surgery. When I was younger, I played baseball, and I was pretty good at it. Played up through my sophomore year in college when an injury took me out of the game. One of the reasons I was so good is I had a good mental game. I was good at visualizing. When I was standing out at shortstop waiting for the next pitch, I was busy thinking about every possible scenario. What would I do if the pitch were hit to me? What would I do if it went to the outfield? Where would I position myself for the cutoff throw? I wasn't just thinking I want to make a good play. I was specific about what I intended to do in each and every possible scenario. Whether we're trying to get good at playing shortstop or to get good at eating properly, we have to have good intentions, specific intentions, find each likely scenario we might face, and then visualize that. But don't just think these thoughts, write them down. The more specific we are about how we intend to negotiate the day, the better. What do I plan to eat? When do I plan to eat it? Where do I plan to eat? How much am I going to eat? How am I going to decide when I'm done eating? All these details matter. This is the first step in developing a strong mental game. Any good athlete will tell you that you aren't going to get very far without it. Once you have your game plan written out, put it somewhere somewhere that you can access it conveniently and frequently. I recommend putting it right in your phone. You can text it in, type it in, put it in as a voice memo, a voicemail, or even a videotape, if you like. Having it on your phone makes it accessible and incognito. You can reference it pretty much anywhere and anytime. And if you have a smartphone, you have that for a reason. Make it work for you.